Let's jump right into this explainer. Forget the textbook definitions for a second. We're going to unpack the sheer, mind-bending scale of an architectural chameleon that completely defies imagination. You know, we all have this ingrained mental image of what the Great Wall is, right? But when you look past the basic geography and really dive into the deep data, the stark environmental contrasts, the unbelievable human effort, it takes on a whole new level of fascination. Let's get our bearings and look at just how massive this undertaking truly is. 5,000 miles. Just let that immense distance sink in for a second. That's not just a long walk. That is the span of this incredible architectural marvel. It's this vast, winding monument that snakes across the landscape, navigating literally some of the most unforgiving terrain on the entire planet. This isn't just a boundary line. It's an enduring symbol of ancient engineering that stretches way, way beyond what the eye can see, wrapping around jagged mountains and plunging straight down into deep valleys. But you know, distance is really only half the story here. We're also looking at over 2,000 years of history, embedded deeply into the stonework of this UNESCO World Heritage Site. So we aren't just looking at a really big wall. We're exploring centuries upon centuries of human effort, shifting dynasties, and architectural evolution. It's an epic timeline. It pulls us back into a completely different era of civilization, where generations of builders spent their absolute entire lives working on one singular defensive vision. Now, what's truly fascinating to me is the complete inversion of its purpose over those 2 millennia. A structure born out of sheer military necessity and isolationism, it's completely transformed into a global bridge. Originally, it was engineered as this impenetrable physical barrier to keep out invading nomadic troops. But as the centuries rolled on, its identity fundamentally changed. Today, it stands as a globally renowned tourist destination. It actively invites millions of people from all over the world to step directly onto its historic pathways. Talk about a 180. There's also this very persistent myth of one continuous, identical stone wall stretching endlessly across China. Well, actually, scratch that. The reality is a stark contrast of environments and materials. On the East Coast, starting at Shanhai Guan, right by the sea, you'll find sections like Badaling, near Beijing. That's where you see those beautiful, iconic, restored gray stones. But if you travel out west to Jiayuguan in the Gansu province, the construction looks completely different. Out in the barren Gobi Desert, the fortifications have been worn down by relentless time and weather. The builders there used what they had: rammed earth, lowest soil, and rough rock. It's a completely different architectural and visual experience depending on where you're standing. To truly grasp the geographical footprint we're talking about, imagine driving from that eastern sea where the stone meets the ocean all the way to where the rammed earth pushes out into the deep western desert. That journey alone is a 1,500-mile trip. And that's just the driving distance to get from one conceptual end of the fortification to the other. It really puts into perspective how massive of a slice of the continent this structure occupies, slicing through diverse climates and cultures every single step of the way. Speaking of that far western edge, this spectacular Jiayuguan Fortress offers this incredibly striking contrast of eras. Once upon a time, this was a vital, isolated, and highly strategic pass on the ancient Silk Road. I mean, it was the absolute limit of the empire, guarding against the total unknown of the desert. Yet today, it sits perched directly above modern industrial factories. It's a really wild juxtaposition. You have an ancient military stronghold now standing watch over smokestacks and modern industrialization. History and the modern world literally sitting shoulder to shoulder. Now, to truly understand the physical human toll of this structure, look no further than the epic achievement of Dong Yaohui. Back in 1984, Dong and 2 friends did the absolute unthinkable. They embarked on an expedition to become the very first people in China to walk the entire length of the Great Wall. It was a grueling trek that took them 58 days, but they successfully left the very first complete line of human footprints across the entire structure. Can you even imagine the sheer endurance required to take that final step after navigating mountains, forests, and the barren Gobi Desert? That journey fundamentally changed him. After reaching the westernmost limit, where there's just one remaining, crumbling stone of the first ancient tower, his expedition evolved into a lifelong mission. He saw firsthand how much of the monument was at risk of disappearing, just being reclaimed by nature and the elements, and he's worked to protect it ever since. When asked about his favorite part of the structure, his answer was so profound. He said, "Every section is connected with my life and years of history. I like all of it." For Dong, the journey never really ended, you know? It simply shifted into preservation. So to put yourself in his footsteps, just consider the sheer physical toll of the overhanging Great Wall. Perched precariously along the steep mountain ridge, It's designed to resemble a dragon diving toward the valley, but conquering it means braving what locals famously call killer stairs. We are talking about a grueling, quad-burning hike that demands you push yourself 2,500 feet straight up. That is a tremendous test of lactic acid and willpower. But once your lungs finally stop burning and you arrive at the top, the panoramic view of the landscape is absolutely incredible. If you want to experience this today, you have some incredible options. You can visit the unrestored wild sections right near Beijing, stepping completely off the beaten path. These areas offer fantastic, rugged hiking that gives you a much more authentic feel of the original construction. Every single time you stand atop those ancient stones, you get this visceral wow factor, this deep, undeniable realization that you are standing directly on history. It's exactly that same sense of awe that waves of international tourists have felt, especially since the 2008 Olympics thrust the monument right back onto the global center stage. But hey, if a flight to China isn't on your immediate agenda, the digital access we have available today is unprecedented. Through extensive online virtual walking tours, you can explore interactive 360-degree photos that literally let you step directly inside the ancient watchtowers from your own living room. These digital experiences use breathtaking drone footage, giving you a true soaring sense of the magnificent scale that's honestly almost impossible to grasp from the ground. It's a full-blown immersion into history and geography, accessible instantly from anywhere in the world. As we wrap up this explainer, I have to leave you with this. Which path are you going to choose to explore this 5,000-mile monument? Will you be booking a flight to tackle those killer stairs on the rugged wild sections? Or are you going to boot up your computer to command a 360-degree drone view today? Either way, the greatest man-made structure on Earth is waiting for you. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey, and keep that curiosity alive.